The Gospel according to Matthew, chapter 26. And it came to pass, when Jesus had finished all these sayings, he said unto his disciples, Ye know that after 2 days is the feast of the Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified. Then assembled together the chief priests and the scribes and the elders of the people unto the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas, and consulted that they might take Jesus by subtlety and kill him. But they said, Not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar among the people. Oh my gosh. Now when Jesus was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Jesus understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. Saying the poor is always going to be there, but I will not. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her. Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went unto the chief priests, and said unto them, What will ye give me? And I will deliver him unto you. And they covenanted with him for 30 pieces of silver. And from that time he sought opportunity to betray him. Now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus, saying unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? And he said, Go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, The master saith, My time is at hand, I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. And the disciples did as Jesus had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now when the even was come, he sat down with the 12, and as they did eat, he said, Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? And he answered and said, He that dippeth his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. The Son of Man goeth as it is written of him, but woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Then Judas, which betrayed him, answered and said, Master, is it I? He said unto him, Thou hast said. And as they were eating, Jesus took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them and said, Drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remembrance, someone has scratched out this look, I bought this used on eBay, and verse 28 and 29 are scratched out. I didn't feel like it. So I'm trying to, which is shared for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. Man. And when they had sung an hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. Then saith Jesus unto them, all ye shall be offended because of me this night. For it is written, I will smite the shepherd, and the sheep of the flock shall be scattered abroad. He's going to smite the one-eyed shepherd, right? Who gets his sheep lost. But after I am risen again, I will go before you into Galilee. Peter answered and said unto him, though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended. Uh-oh. Poor Peter, here we go. You're getting the short end of the stick. Just be quiet, Peter. Jesus said unto him, verily I say unto thee that this night before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. Peter said unto him, though I should die with thee, yet will I not deny thee. Likewise also said all the disciples. He's like, what are you talking about? I'd die with you. What do you mean I'm going to deny you, right? I would die right by your side. Then cometh Jesus with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. Then saith he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here, and watch with me. And he went a little farther, and fell on his face, and prayed, saying, O my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. And he cometh unto the disciples, and findeth them asleep, and saith unto Peter, what, could ye not watch with me 1 hour? Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. It's like, you imagine this, right? Saying this to Peter, how far off the mark are all of we? Peter can't even do it. What are we? We're like a 10 billionth of a part of that, right? The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away again the second time and prayed, saying, O my Father, if this cup may not pass away from me, except I drink it, thy will be done. And he came and found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them and went away again, and prayed the third time, saying the same words. Then cometh he to his disciples, and saith unto them, sleep on now, and take your rest. Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. Behold, he is at hand that doth betray me. And while he yet spake, lo, Judas, one of the 12, came, and with him a great multitude with swords and staves, from the chief priests and the elders of the people. Now he that betrayed him gave them a sign, saying, whomsoever I shall kiss, that same is he, hold him fast. And forthwith he came to Jesus and said, Hail, Master, and kissed him. And Jesus said unto him, Friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hands on Jesus and took him. And behold, one of them which were with Jesus stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest's and smote off his ear. Then said Jesus unto him, Put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. Thinkest thou that I cannot now pray to my Father, and he should presently give me more than 12 legions of angels? But now then shall the scriptures be fulfilled, that thus it must be. In that same hour said Jesus to the multitudes, Are ye come out as against a thief with swords and staves for to take me? I sat daily with you teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me. But all this is done, that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled. Yeah, that's kind of the end of the story. But it's not. But, yeah, everybody left him. Every last one of them. And he said they would. He said, you're all just going to, split. And they did. At least somebody got somebody's ear off. And Jesus is like, oh, don't do that. You're going to die by the sword too. But they all just take off like that? Have to remember that. That's just, if there's 12 of them, I don't know. I guess it just has to be that way, because if they killed everybody who will go out to preach the gospel, it's all just meant to be, It's all planned out. But it seems kind of messed up. And they that had laid hold on Jesus led him away to Caiaphas the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were assembled. But Peter followed him afar off unto the high priest's palace, and went in and sat with the servants to see the end. That's kind of planned too, because he just keeps falling asleep. It's like a test. They're letting him know, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. And he did it 3 times in a row, right? He's already fallen asleep. Now he's split. But at least that gave him the sense, right? I'm the witness, right? I'm going to be the witness. Now the chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witness against Jesus to put him to death, but found none. Yea, though many false witnesses came, yet they found none. That's really disturbing. At the last came 2 false witnesses. And what are we waiting for, right, in Revelation? 2 witnesses. But these are false, lying witnesses. Let's see what they have to say. And then this fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of God and to build it in 3 days. Which he will be doing when he resurrects in 3 days. And look, there's a whole new temple of God. Right? But he had to die to prove that. And the high priest arose and said unto him, Answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witnesses against thee? But Jesus held his peace, and the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living God that thou tell us whether thou be the Christ, the Son of God. Jesus saith unto him, Thou hast said. Nevertheless, I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest rent his clothes, saying, He hath spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of witnesses? Behold, now ye have heard this blasphemy. What think ye? They answered and said, He is guilty of death. Then did they spit in his face and buffeted him, and others smote him with the palms of their hands, saying, Prophesy unto us, thou Christ, who is he that smote thee? Now Peter sat without in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, Thou also wast with Jesus of Galilee. But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest. And when he was gone out into the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto them that were there, This fellow was also with Jesus of Nazareth. Man, it's Snitch Town over here. And again he denied with an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him they that stood by, and said to Peter, Surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech bewrayeth thee. Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. Oh. I don't know why. I mean, yeah, it's messed up. But there's a huge purpose in this. Because, okay, he's getting trained, right? He's being told, just sit here while I pray. And 3 times in a row, it happened. So he's gotten this big, swift kick in his, you know what, and he's being told, you're going to deny me 3 times. Like, he's like, no, man, I would die with you. Why would even that happen, right? And then this happens. Exactly what he said. It's kind of like they're learning all these lessons and stuff, but this is one that has not been taught yet. It seems like, because it's like it's not his personality to act like that, to deny, and then now he's just straight up lying about it, right? Because the denial is becoming a strong lie. And it's just to psychologically like train Peter. There's no other purpose to it, because really it's just to hurt him, and just to let him know, probably, like, I mean, he's gonna have to live with that. I mean, that is so horrible. He's going to have to think about that, and he will use that, right, to build the church, right? He will use what just happened, because it's just very specific to work on him psychologically. It's not to show anything like so bad. It's just to show, like, look, this is God. Jesus is God, and it's very... You can't even keep up with him, right? But he has never lied. He hasn't said anything that is not true. So he's just told you, just stay awake. And they can't even stay awake. And then that's when he laid it on him. Like, that, you know, this is like the kind of the best you can do, right? You can't even stay awake. So I'm just going to tell you now. Because if he had stayed awake, it may not have gotten to that point. But now he's just telling him, you're just going to, and he knows it's going to hurt him, just saying that. He goes, you know, by the way, you're just going to and wind up denying me 3 times in a row. He's like shocked and like, how dare you, right? But he shouldn't be so shocked, right? Because It could have happened just right there and then. He's asleep, right? It could have already, he could have been taken away, and somebody could have been asking him, somebody could have been questioning him already. But this is a deep psychological training that he's being given, and it doesn't matter that he's dying and he's about to die, because he's not finished training Peter. This is pretty serious. Because it's not the end of the story, oh, yeah, that happened. No, what is the purpose of this? We'll read, we'll read the other 4 books and see what else we can read, but the purpose of this is continued training, without a doubt, to me, because he failed these 2 exercises, the 3, to stay awake, and so he got 3 more compounded on it. He got kind of 3 punishment things, and it may have been a result of just not even staying awake, which is, I can tell by what just occurred, that these are going to be the next steps. You will be denying me 3 times. And of course he's like, no, why would I do that? It's, well, you were just asleep. He's starting to get it, right? But you can't jump from one psychological framework completely. I mean, it happens all at once, right? But you don't recognize it, usually at once. So he's training him, and he's like, look, you're going to do this. And so now this is happening, right? And immediately the cock crew, and Peter remembered the words of Jesus, which said unto him, before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. So to me, this isn't even about just this one denial thing. This is going to be a part of a continued training. It's not to be cruel to him, because what is he going to do? Jesus doesn't want him to cut off these people's ears and stab them and kill them, because he will just get killed with Jesus. And Jesus does not want that. Jesus already knows he's going to die. He's going to drag everybody down with him? No, he's not. And so he can already assess that none of these 12, except for one, right, Judas, they're not going to be doing the wrong stuff when it goes down, or he would not have chosen them at all. So at this point, and I think we'll find out later, right, Peter's the rock. Peter, he has quite the job to do, continuing this word of Christ. And so it's not it kind of seems like he's being picked on, and it seems like such a sad story, but he had to overcome something in his mind, or Jesus would not have plastered this specific order on him to understand it inside and out. He will never forget it. And it's meant to do something, right? Just the words that were given. It's not the action, oh my gosh, you didn't help me out 3 times. It's not even like that. It's so beyond that, right? And it's like a seed of what he's going to be expected to do, right? That's how I see it. But we'll see. That was a long chapter. And there's only 2 chapters left. That was so quick. I cannot believe that whole story, how quick it was.